to my channel. Today I'm going to be telling you all exactly how my insulin pump works and I'm also going to show you how I change my site, which that will be at the end of the video. So if you get grossed out by that stuff, then obviously don't watch it. So I constantly get asked how my pump works, what it is, and what it does. So obviously it's an insulin pump, so it gives me insulin throughout the day. So this little black piece right here is called the actual pump. So this does all of the magic. This little thing, this little tubing, or this little tube right here is called the reservoir, and that's what I store that's what I put the insulin in, and whatever's in here needs to last me at least 2 days, so I don't change my site. But I make sure I put enough in there to last a full 3 days because I honestly hate changing my pump. This little thing right here, and it's not connected to my body right now, is called the tubing of it, and as you can see, it's pretty long. The insulin goes through this tubing and then with this little end, and I really hope you focus. This piece is actually connected to the part that is on my body. So every time I check my sugar, my meter will send it to my pump. So if my sugar's high, I will tell my pump to give me insulin, and it does all the math for me, so I don't have to like get my calculator and do the math. So I just basically tell it that I need insulin, and it will like administer it. And same for as like when I'm eating and stuff, I put how many carbs I eat and it does the math for me, and I tell it to give me insulin, which that's all I do. I put the amount in and then I tell it to give me insulin. So how I get insulin, there is this little thing in here. I don't know if y'all can see that real well, but there's that little, I don't even know what to describe it. It's like a little, I want to say a plunger, but that's not the right word. So but that pushes up on the bottom of this bad boy, and so when I tell it to get my insulin, that thing pushes up just the right amount to where it goes in my system. This thing is incredibly smart, and I will never know how they created such a thing to work, but it's a miracle. It's life-saving. That's pretty much how it works. So my meter sends my blood sugar, I tell it to give insulin, I put the amount of carbs I'm eating, and I tell it to give me insulin, but somehow it gives me the right amount of insulin, and that's pretty much it. So I am now going to show you all how I change my site. So this is everything I need for a pump site change. I have 2 alcohol swabs, a reservoir, an infusion set, and then my insulin, and of course my actual pump. Okay, so my original site is on my back. It's right here, like on my hip, and I never put it in my back because it always hurts, and like right here it hurts really bad and also itches, which is right where like the cannula is. I'm going to put it right here, somewhere right here, and these red patches are from my sensor. I think I don't know exactly if I have allergic reaction or what it is, but every single time I take my sensor off, I get this outline of my tape and then like of the actual sensor itself. So I'm just going to show you here, so I'm sorry if it doesn't focus right. So I'm going to go ahead and measure this reservoir out to just a little past the 2. So I'm going to take, then I'm going to stick it straight on to the vial of insulin, and I'm going to press down, flip it over, and let go. And I'm not going to hold it by the vial. Hold it by this, and it's going to fill up. Hopefully it just goes right past the 2, but most of the time it goes all the way to the bottom. So I'm just going to let this go, and it kind of takes a little bit. So I totally just forgot to say what I was doing, but I just flicked an air bubble out or up to the top so I can push it back into the vial. And I have another one, actually quite a few. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it out, but I'm gonna try because we don't like air bubbles in our stuff. Okay, I think I'm good. So I filled it right past the 2, and that should be enough to last me 2 days. So it's about 200 units in it, and so I'm just going to take the vial out and take the needle part of the reservoir out, and then I'm also going to take this little plunger thing out. And then here is my reservoir. So I forgot to tell you all, when I changed my pump, I haven't even done it yet. So when I change my pump, I have to tell it to rewind and then I'm changing it. So I got to go to reservoir and tubing and then press new reservoir. And then it rewinds. So that little thing that I was talking about earlier goes all the way down to the bottom. So while my pump is rewinding, I'm going to go ahead and connect my tubing to my reservoir. So it just pops off, and then I have to unravel the tubing. So then I'm just going to connect the tubing to the actual reservoir, and then my pump just finished rewinding. It tells me what I have to do in every step. So like it says new reservoir. Number 3 says place the reservoir into the lock and do not connect to your body. So basically what this step is doing, it is that little thing that I showed you earlier that is like actually in here, pushes up and finds the bottom of the insulin, the bottom of the reservoir, which it just did. So the next thing it says is fill tubing and do not connect to your body and hold fill until drops appear, which talking about drops from the needle. So I'm going to take this blue plastic covering off the needle. I'm going to flip it straight upwards, and then I'm going to hold that button down until I see drops. Okay, I just filled that, so I am all set to go. So I just press next, and it says insert infusion set into body, and then 2, select to fill cannula, or done if not needed. Just a warning, I am about to actually insert the needle into my body. So I'm just cleaning the area of where I'm going to insert it at. Then I'm going to take the adhesive off, or not the adhesive, like the adhesive covering off of the bottom of it. That's the actual part that sticks to my body. So then I'm going to take off this part, which this is the actual part how I insert it. So I can pull this back, and this is what's going to put the needle into my body. But I'm going to place it down, but then I'm going to put my 2 fingers on this side, and I'm going to press in. So I just inserted the needle, so I'm going to press down a couple times on here just to make sure it's like in there and the adhesive is sticking. And then I'm going to pull this straight off. So I'm then going to go to my pump and press done because I am done. But this right here is what I'm talking about. Like this can come off and go back on. I know this is probably like the most generic and non-detailed version of how a pump works and how I changed my site, but that's because honestly I don't know how to get into very detailed about it, because so I've been doing it for a while, so it's just like in my head, and like I try to explain it in a better way and it just does not work. But that is it for this video. But I want to thank you all for watching this video and for checking out my channel. And please give this video a thumbs up, and if you have not yet, please hit that subscribe button down below, and as well always leave comments of different video ideas that you would like to see. But thank you all again, and I will see you all in my next video.